If you're looking to emulate the same styling found on one of the baddest production Mustangs of all time, but without breaking the bank, well then the OE GT500 Style Spoiler here in gloss black will be a must-have addition to your 2010 through 2014 Mustang at home. Now this particular spoiler will combine a durable yet lightweight ABS plastic for the build, along with incorporating that pre-painted gloss black finish to go with just about any color S197 there is. Price point's gonna hover in that high $100 range, and the install, at least according to the site, is gonna get a solid 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and take a couple of hours or so to complete from start to finish, as we'll show you guys later in the video. So in my humble opinion, this is one of the best looking spoilers out there for the 2010 through 2014 cars, as it just balances the right amount of aggressiveness, but still maintaining a bit of that OE feel. Now, of course, I might be a bit biased as I have this exact same spoiler installed on my S197 at home, but reality is, guys, I have no intention of taking it off anytime soon, as it really just helps complete the rear of the car. But as I did mention earlier, guys, the inspiration behind this spoiler is pretty obvious, right? And that is, of course, modeled after the same spoiler used on the later S197 GT500. Now, it is going to feature very similar styling cues like the subtle rake, along with the detail here towards the end. Now, unlike the factory Shelby spoiler, which does include a gurney flat back here, this particular option is just kind of paint match that portion and incorporate it into the mold. So there's really no adjusting it or anything like that. It's just there for visual purposes. Now, as far as your materials are concerned, pretty standard stuff here, guys, and that is the pressure molded ABS plastic for the overall build before being sprayed in a gloss black paint job here, which again will offer a nice contrast to any color S197, or if you'd like, you can always paint it down the road. That is totally up to you. Now, if you haven't already done so, feel free to read up on the numerous 4- and 5-star reviews, along with checking out some of the customer submitted images to get a better idea of how the gloss black option might look on your own ride at home. But let's shift gears and get into the install, guys. And again, if you have a factory spoiler, then you will not need to drill. However, if you do not have any spoiler on your ride, well then, obviously you will need to break out that drill. But either way, to give you a better idea of just how this install will go down, here's a detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown now.
The tools used for this install were 1/4-inch impact driver, 10mm socket, alcohol prep pads, a damp microfiber cloth, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a clip panel tool.
Hey guys, we're going to watch some previous uninstall footage from Joe, and then we're going to jump right back into the install.
So the first step to this install is going to be to pop your trunk and to remove the 13 clips that hold the interior panel to the trunk lid. Next, we're going to use a 10mm socket to remove the 4 factory nuts that hold the spoiler to the deck lid. With our hardware removed, we can go ahead and remove our factory spoiler. Now ours has been off a few times, so it came off pretty easily. You may have to deal with a little bit of 3M stuck to the deck lid, and you can remove this with a plastic scraper, some adhesive remover, or an eraser wheel if you have one.
First thing we're going to do on our install is we're going to look what comes in this kit. We have our 4 Phillips head screws for our bolts that's going to hold this to our deck lid. We have an alcohol wipe, which is going to be used to clean the surface then. We'll go over that then. And then I have our 3M tape or adhesive that we're going to put down on here. And it also gives you these, which are to be able to drill holes in case your car doesn't have the holes pre-drilled. Ours does, so we're not going to be able to use these. These would just go and sit in place where the holes are. Lay down, you would tape them to the trunk lid, and then you'd be able to figure out where your holes are going to be and place them accordingly onto your deck lid. So now let's get started. We'll start installing our 3M tape. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with taking our square pieces of 3M tape that we have. I'm going to place them over the holes like this. And this will allow that when we put our Phillips head screws in and pull down, it will actually adhere to the trunk lid. I'm just going to peel these back. Get these in place. Now, on our vehicle, we're not going to remove the red just because this is an installation to show you how to put it on. This will be coming back off our vehicle. But on your vehicle, you're going to want to peel the red tape off that, then get that off, and then it'll be ready to stick on the vehicle. Next, we're going to put our 3M tape along our line here, and I'm going to show you how to do that, and then we'll show you how it's going to sit and peel when you get it on the vehicle. Now I'm going to take my 3M tape that's supplied in the kit. I'm going to start over here. I'm going to run it right in the center of it. When you get to that point, you're going to want to give it a slice right there. So now I'm going to take the 3M again and run it into here. Make this little corner. Stay on there. I'm gonna make this little corner right here. And then we get it down to this point. You're just going to want to make another cut right there. So now that we got our red adhesive tape on, all I'm going to do is peel the red back a little bit, push down on it so it stays this way right here. That way when we get it on the vehicle, we'll be able to just grab it and pull it off. Same on this end. I'm going to pull this up, make a fold in it right there so it stays up that way. And the same on the bottom. Just take it off about that far, fold it so it goes underneath. That way we'll make sure when we set this down on, we can just peel the tape off once we get it semi-bolted to the vehicle. Now on our vehicle, I'm not gonna pull the tape off because this piece is coming back off. But you'll be able to do it on yours and then press down on it. So now we'll go over to the vehicle and clean the trunk lid. So now that we have our factory wing removed, I'm gonna take some quick detailer, spray our trunk lid here, get the dirt off, and then we're gonna use our alcohol wipe to clean it and get it so that the 3M tape adheres to the trunk lid. Now once I have that all clean, all the dirt off, I'm going to take our alcohol wipe. Now if there is adhesive still on your trunk lid, ours isn't because this wing's been off a couple times, you're going to want to take some kind of light plastic scraper or some kind of adhesive removal to get the glue or the two-face tape that was on there from the factory. So now I'm going to take my alcohol wipe. We're just going to wipe where the tape is going to stick. That'll remove all the wax and any kind of stuff like that that's still on the trunk lid. So now we got that done. Now we'll start our installation of our wing. So now I'm going to install our wing. I'm kind of try to eyeball it in place here. Again, leaving the red plastics out so that you can get to them. And then I'm going to just lift the trunk lid up to see. So now what I'm going to do is line up our first hole here and get this one started. You got to be careful so that you don't drop the bolt down inside here. It happens, trust me. So then I will go over to the other side and start the outer one on this side. Then I'll come over on this side with my Phillips. And I'm just gonna get it started. And just get it snug so then I can start my inner one. So now we're gonna stick our inner ones in. Get them snug. You don't want to tighten them up because we got to pull that tape off. So I'm just got them snug. Now we'll put it down so we can pull our tape off. Now that we have our 4 Phillips heads snug, you're going to want to remove this red tape. You're just going to pull on it, pull on this one, pull on that one. Just pull across, you'll pull the tape right off. On this vehicle, like I said before, we're not going to do that because this spoiler is coming right back off. But on yours, you're going to want to pull it off and then just give it a good nice press all the way around on the top, and then go underneath and tighten up our 4 screws. That's what we're going to do right now. So now that we pulled our tape off, we're ready for our adhesive to stick. I'm going to start by tightening up our Phillips head screws. Now that we got those tight, we're going to go and install our cover underneath onto the trunk lid with our push clips. So now I'm going to install our panel back on and our trunk lid. Line up our holes. Put our push clips back in. Now we'll finish putting our two top ones in. And that's going to wrap up this installation. That wraps up this review and install of our MP Concepts GT500 style rear spoiler, gloss black for 10 to 14 Mustangs. Thanks for watching, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericaMuscle.com.